Hey guys, welcome to Chef Grace's Place. So we've all heard the phrase, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And I've had my fair share of lemons recently. So I think it's time to make some lemonade. I've had my fair share of lemons recently, both figuratively and literally. I was in Presidente the other day and I got 10 pounds of lemons, 2 5-pound bags for $5. So I was like, time to make some lemonade. And this process isn't just for lemons. You could use limes. You could do maybe some grapefruit, some blood orange. Mix it up. I usually do lemons and limes, but I'm saving my limes for some cooking stuff. So the 3 parts of the citrus fruit are the zest, and then the white part, the pith, and then the fruit. The zest, which is on the outside, and it contains the fragrant oil. So in this case, it's going to be like a lemon oil. So that's what's getting infused into your lemonade. Sometimes you might want more or less. It really just depends on your personal preference, but if you have too much zest, it might be too perfumey. So the first step in making a great lemonade is zesting all the lemons. So I got some work to do. You're gonna take your lemon, you want a microplane for this, and you're just gonna start zesting the lemon over the pot. And I have 10 pounds of lemons here, so I don't think I'm going to use all of the zest for the lemonade, but I'm just going to zest them all so I have zest on hand. Which reminds me, I got to put 2 aside for my pesto. That basil's getting crazy in the garden. I try to go down in a line. Always make sure you watch your hands as you do this, because nobody likes fingernails in their lemonade. Another cool way to zest something, right? You could also take a peeler and peel off the zest like that, which you would do for like a cocktail. But you want to make sure you don't get any white part on here. There's a little bit, that's not super crazy, but that's okay. This is also what you would want to do if you were making a candied lemon peel. For the lemonade, we want them a little bit smaller, so that's why I'm zesting with the microplane. You're really releasing the oils more that way. So it's a little bit over 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, and that's enough for this recipe. And I'm sure you're going to use less lemons than me, so I'll make a smaller recipe for the beginning of this video. So once you're done with zesting all your lemons, right, you're gonna want to cut them in half. Now a lot of people roll their lemons to get more juice out of them, but honestly, by zesting them, you're kind of mushing it around anyway, so you're gonna get a lot of juice. So I'm just gonna cut them all in half first, and then I'm gonna juice them all. So if you have a juicer, you can use a juicer. If you don't have a juicer, you're going to take a fork and you're going to push it into the center of the lemon and squeeze. And twist the fork as you go. Really break up all the capillaries of the fruit of the lemon. You're going to really work on your grip strength with these squeezing all these lemons. So once we have our lemons juiced, we're going to add some sugar and some water. So I'm going to add 3 cups of sugar. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of water. And this is going to basically create a simple syrup. Now usually simple syrup is equal parts water, equal parts sugar, but because we have so much lemon juice in here, that's going to add add to the water part of our simple syrup. Makes sense? So this is going to be a concentrated lemon simple syrup that we're then going to turn into lemonade. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Just a pinch. Alright? That's enough. Okay? So you might be wondering why I'm adding salt to something that's supposed to be sweet. Salt doesn't make things salty. It makes things salty if you add too much salt. But if you just add a little bit of salt to something, it really brings out the flavor of what you're adding it to. I add salt to a lot of my sorbets that are fruit-based and jams because it's really gonna brighten up the flavor. So to make it more strawberry-y if you're making a strawberry jam, or in this case more lemony if you're making a lemonade. But obviously we don't only want to do a pinch, not too much. So I have my sugar, my salt, my water, my lemon juice, and my lemon zest all in this pot. I'm going to put it on the stove until it just dissolves. So you can see all the sugar on the bottom. We want to make sure we dissolve that in. So you don't have to constantly stir it, but you just want to check it when it starts to come to a boil, because that's going to be around the point where the sugar is going to be pretty much dissolved. And you might find little impurities from, like, you know, there's bruises on the outside of the lemon that you might have zested, and that's okay. Don't worry about that. So I can still feel with the spatula that there's sugar on the bottom. So I'm just gonna give it another minute or two to make sure everything gets dissolved. So the bottom of this feels pretty good, so I'm gonna turn it off. You want it to feel smooth, like there's no sugar crystals stuck to the bottom. It might be easier with a wooden spoon. And you're just gonna turn it off. Now you can see that's boiling hot. So we're going to let it cool down a minute. We're going to take it off this hot burner. So I have my simple syrup and it's still pretty hot. Normally I would pour this over a pitcher full of ice, but I don't have any. I don't have enough made, so I'm just going to save the ice for the individual cup. And I have some very cold water from the refrigerator, so I'm hoping that it'll bring the simple syrup to room temperature while diluting it. So I'm going to pour this in there and taste it and see if it needs to be diluted further, or if I like it. This is a recipe you can always adjust. Perfect. When you do this, you could also put a strainer on top if you don't like the little bits of zest in your lemonade, but I like them, so I'm leaving them in. And this feels about room temperature. Perfect. So once you pour the simple syrup into the water, just give it a quick mix, especially if you got ice. And make sure you taste it. That's really good. Oh, that's gonna be great. Alright, so I'm just gonna make some thin lemon slices for garnish. Oh, this one's got a lot of seeds in it. So you know what, I'm gonna use this little end piece, and I'm just gonna make a little slit to the center. I'm gonna grab out my frosty mug from the freezer. I already have some ice in it, just because I knew I didn't have that much ice. I wanted to make sure this was cold. And pour my lemonade on top. And then garnish with the lemon. So thanks for watching Chef Grace's Place, and please be sure to subscribe. And don't forget to make lemonade out of your lemons. Here's a bonus tip for lemonade. I love flavored lemonades, and I had, when strawberries start going bad at the supermarket and they put them on sale, I buy a bunch of them and I make strawberry jam. And this jam, actually, I wasn't keeping my eye on it. It's a little too runny. It's more like a strawberry syrup. I was trying to put it on low so like I wouldn't have to watch it as much, but it just didn't work out the way I planned it. But it's great to put on ice cream when it's this consistency, and it's great to put in drinks. So if you just add a little bit of that to your lemonade, all of a sudden you got strawberry lemonade. So that's a quick little bonus tip. Again, make sure to subscribe to the channel to learn fun stuff like this. Mmm. Ella's gonna love this.